It will probably be quite a while before I get a signature pedal of my very own. Until then, and until DigiTech tells me to stop, I'm just going to go ahead and claim the PDS2700 double play, chorus, and delay. Oh yeah, I could picture that being played over a freeze-framed high five going into the credits of a direct-to-VHS movie about a bunch of teenage snowboarders who just saved the town's beloved diner from an evil, corrupt prospector. Yeah, before iPad kids, there were VCR kids. First guitar you heard in there, that was a Strat with chorus and delay. Then we've got a Reverend Warhawk with the P90s, and I threw in some shorter slapback-ish delay. For the lead part, I put a JHS Super Bolt out in front to see how this would react to some overdrive, and I set it up with some rhythmic delay and a quicker, shallow chorus. And lastly, I opted for a clunky, chunky bass with a little bit of chorus swirl mixed in there. What a pedal, right? This thing is a monster. And normally we save the tech stuff for later, but check out what's going on inside here. DigiTech was clearly not messing around. These things right here are VLSI integrated circuits. So you can see everything going on out here. Within each one of these, there are thousands of even more circuits building up the capability to do chorus and delay. This is an aspirational engineering feat right here. But let's get down to it as an effect pedal. The delay is a really nice, clean digital echo. You pick the range of the echo, the specific time within that range, the level of the effect, the amount of feedback you want. Pretty standard stuff. Within these ranges, you start out at the lowest with a very, very short delay, almost imperceptible, then up to a slapback, then up to a rhythmic delay before getting into the longer textural echoes. And there's an infinite loop function in here. It is only 1 second long, and for some reason, the delay LED on here doesn't turn off in that mode. I think it's just something that's happened to this pedal over time. But you can record something and then loop it and then jam over it. As is the case with many vintage pedals, the foot switches can be a little bit finicky, some of the pots are a little bit scratchy, and there's some hiss and squealing and clock noise. All of that could probably be taken care of with some light cleaning and a recapping. You know, time can help a pedal find its place. It can also sometimes enervate the components within. This might be a good subject for a restoration video at some point down the line. As it is right now, it's still really good for that retro hi-fi in a modern lo-fi context kind of thing. That's a thing, right? Whatever, it doesn't have to be perfect to sound good. Now, don't bore us. Get to the chorus. I have quite simply never experienced a chorus like the one in here before, and I'm willing to bet neither have you. So if we start with a medium-high rate, low depth, and low delay time, we get a surprisingly bold chorus effect. And you might be thinking, that's an oddly specific place to start. Don't you normally begin with all the knobs centered? Yeah, and that's just at 50%. I want you to see just how absolutely wild the vibrato of this pedal gets. That's like whammy pedal territory. And it's not just the chorus depth that goes way further than you'd expect. The chorus LFO speed goes from 135 milliseconds at its fastest all the way up to 24,000 milliseconds. 24 seconds. All right, that's enough of that. Cut it off. You know I love a low and slow oscillation, but that's testing my attention span. Still love it though. You're crazy, DigiTech. There's also a delay time control because, of course, there is. And this lets us push the sound of the effect into something a little more flanger-esque, all the way out to something a little more warbly and watery. Now, for all my stereo effect aficionados out there, yes, this is a stereo pedal. Unfortunately, it's not doing any sort of fancy stereo ping pong or stereo turbo chorus style mixing. It's just vibrato plus dry on one output and inverted vibrato plus dry on the other. So it sounds really good in person, but as we've seen with other choruses like this, when you mix them together, the effects cancel each other out and you're left with just the dry signal. I also think it's kind of wild how the second output for the stereo is over here next to the input. But we will not let that dampen our spirits. We get a nice clean delay and an unusually accommodating chorus. Put them together, you've got something that still sounds pretty amazing 30 plus years later. I love how the circuitry for this pedal is like half an Apple IIgs, yet it still has the option to run off of a 9-volt battery for a whole 2 hours. I've got another one of these double play pedals, the PDS2700. It's a mix of a Tube Screamer and a Boss HM2 Heavy Metal, the Swedish chainsaw pedal. This one is clearly more my style, but this whole line of pedals is seriously amazing. I need to get my hands on that PDS2700 rock box. It looks like an even more over-the-top version of the Boss digital metalizer. Before I wrap up, thank you so much for watching this, and thank you so much for getting this channel to 10,000 subscribers. That is really quite a milestone for me. I want to do something really special for that occasion. I'll figure out exactly what at some point. But for now, you'll just have to make do with my sincere thanks and adoration. I'm glad all of this resonates with so many of you because I really love doing this. Please stay safe, keep playing, and I'll catch you on the next one.